Ghanaian artists, you would approach the lawyer after they've signed the contract with our gas. The house band, they come see me say, oh, Charlie, also, how will we do the house? Ah, shit. You see, so
even for the law to be in our favor, everything about it depends on us.
Absolutely.
And our ignorance is telling on the government policies that exist.
Yes.
And whether or not they are working and how we actually react to these elements.
Absolutely.
So if somebody is supposed, if there is any form of equipment that is supposed to, or let's say, equipment that's supposed to be done, it's for us to know so much we can affect the business, we can affect the environment,
yes,
and we can get the government to put things in place in a way that they ought to actually be.
I totally agree with you. And yes, it's a yes to that. And it's not just even law. If you take an area like even insurance, until like the last 2 or 3 years, we did not have dedicated insurance packages from insurance companies that were created to service creative businesses. So it means if you're lucky, Money Day House, or you have like a top 10 billboard record, hopefully you have a good team, you make lots of money, and you buy certain things to open a state-of-the-art studio. Majority of our insurance companies don't go insure you, because even the idea of evaluating a Neve preamp or an API mixing console is new to them.
Interesting. As a matter of fact, I remember in South Africa, I was engaging the folks at Capasso, and then they explained to me how artists had insurance packages as part of what they were doing.
Absolutely.
I think for pension, so to say.
Yes.
And I'm thinking in Ghana, once you are not part of the formal sector, even though pension is mandatory in terms of the SNIT contributions, you have nothing for you. So currently, well, you can run your entire life and you don't have any SNIT contributions, so to say, because you're not in the formal sector. And so there's a gap in that particular space. So then it comes back to us. Really.
Absolutely. There's something I want to say to this, to add to this. I did mention something about the publishing industry. The publishing industry is the aspect of the music industry that ensures that the usage or exploitation of your work perpetually pays you money. Me, I chop BBC money. If BBC plays 60, is it 60 seconds? I forget to. 30 to 45 seconds of your music. It pays you £100. One station, one incident of airplay. So imagine if you have your publishing thing, business sorted, and you have like the #1 record where like for most commercial radio stations across the world, you just have your music like on rotation. That's crazy. Now that's gonna ensure that at least every month, right, you're gonna have your royalty statements and something will go SNIT. The SNIT thing you talk about, it's a bit dicey because a lot of entertainment practitioners do not have a steady cash flow. So they need to create a product that is tailored for that sort of earning potential.
Yes, and when you have people who understand that they need to work with SNIT to achieve that, they can actually call for it to be done.
Yes.
So I'm just speaking to government policy and how we can actually
plus financial literacy. Okay. This is something that I need to say real quick before I go off. The professional lifespan of most entertainers are like athletes. Okay, if my cocoa season be next year I may be able to make maybe 80% of a chunk of the money I may generate throughout my lifetime. So there are some artists who maybe in 5 years can make $500 million or 5 billion. 5 years. If they live to be 70, it means they need to be making decisions that will stretch that money for their lean season.
Hence, financial literacy.
If not, Charlie, a kidney transplant there, go fund me.
Okay, so the last thing I want to mention, and then maybe probably Seven can speak to it, and then we can get to the audience so that we can get to the next part of the program. So I'm looking at the music business industry, and I'm seeing 4 clear legs. The first being artists, and so when we say artists, we are talking about the people responsible for the creatives in that particular space. And then you now have the institutions responsible for running the space. So you can say labels, you can say event organizers in terms of, yeah, so that and the booking agents and the various companies essentially that are in the space. And then you have the professionals who are not necessarily creatives, but working with these business organizations. So accountants, PR experts, whatever, they're all working in that particular space. And then you have the support system. So the support system is basically what we cannot do, but government does for us, or things within the space that supports the industry and ensures that it runs. I'm looking at these 4 areas, and when it comes to the middle belt, the companies which enable the creatives, I see we don't have enough of them. And we don't have a lot of the people who have gone to school who are professionals. So I did marketing in school. I'm coming to work with 7. Or I went to school, I'm a lawyer, and I am now your, we don't have these professionals crossing over to that particular space to say, I'm working with these organizations to be able to empower the creatives or push the projects of the creatives to the next level. That middle belt, I think there's a challenge. What do we do to be able to get them involved, or how do we attract them to bring about the change we're looking for?
Well, if they graduate from college, they want to work where they want to work. And I'm sure if our industry was that attractive, because everybody wants to go to oil and gas, everybody wants to go to a bank. Why? It's attractive. Ours is not really attractive, so it's up to us to make it attractive. So let's see, instead of talking about the companies, I'll definitely have to give it to Richie Lynch. He did a good job setting up Lynch, but over the years, of course, things change. And now Richie would tell you they are label services. They are not a record label. He would say label services, and then I think now they're trying to get into films and other things. The music is changing, everything is changing, and even arts and itself, creativity in itself, everything is just becoming one. Because we'll need an artist like Robert Stewart to be everything, not just an artist. Content creator and everything else that you could think of. Attracting professionals to our industry would mean, not to diss anyone, but like, imagine somebody graduates from college or has a good degree, probably first in their class, and then they have to work for one of our big music brands, Shatawale. I personally think that they would just think it was not attractive for me to even be there. But personally, I think Shatawale could pay a good professional, to work, to be part of his team, but most of them will not. We have other people. I know there are a few professionals who work with the likes of, I know Kitty's people are quite professional, with possibly college degrees, etc. And a few other people that I know of. So they are coming, but at the end of the day, we don't have companies. They're all working for individuals, right? If we had proper companies, like let's say a management company, not a manager, like a management company of that sort, I think will help a lot. But an artist's first exposure to the industry or anything in the industry is always the manager. So if they pick the wrong manager, that's it.
Okay, so he's going to give his remarks, and we're going to pass on the microphone for anybody who's got a question. I think, is the microphone ready? If not, I'm going to have to stand and get this microphone in the space. So
This
is
is part submission, part question.
Sure, all right.
To answer your question, Robert, I think we need a certain level of intentionality, planning, and seriousness in the sector as well to develop it into an industry, so that Makola, for instance, can have a dedicated music business course for lawyers. But if the marketplace isn't right for it, it's a catch-22. So they are also training professionals like accountants who may not necessarily understand the nuances of what it takes to do the books for an entertainment company. So it's a catch-22. It's like I scratch my back, you scratch mine type situation. You understand? And the longer we do not formalize a lot of the activities that happens on ground, the longer it will be to actually have some of these challenges sorted. You know, thank you.
All right, so let's put our hands together for. So I know there are questions 1,001, and some of them will be as simple as, I'm into urban gospel. How do I make money off it? But let's go ahead. Anybody with a question? Yes.
Hi, so my name is MC Niamasa Blankson. I am a disappointed artist, road manager, social media manager for a couple of artists. If you know me, so you guys know. So what I want to say is, as you guys mentioned, quote unquote, we don't have a record label in Ghana. Because when people start, they don't want to employ the right people to do the job. We've seen in the past. So as you were saying, I was like, oh, bam, like Black Avenue Music. When he signed about 7 or 8 artists, every artist had a manager, a road manager, a social media manager. But the question was, were these people qualified to play that kind of job they were playing? I'm not demoting anyone or saying it, but let's see, is it Fanny Charles? He was the manager for Darling Keach.
You have to say Sebi.
Sebi, no, okay, so Sebi. So this is someone who isn't a music person, but is a manager. Manager with the coins, fine. But the work, see, there's a work to be done, and we don't like using the right people. Recently, there was an event at the Kempinski, Africa Cinema Summit. Sorry, moving big. And I actually spoke about people employing family and friends to work on their films as production designers. Once I've spent over 60,000 in NAFTI learning the same job, and you give the job to your cousin, you expect the same value. And it is Elba actually made a comment about it. Because of that, when he came to Ghana, he said, I actually done a gig, MC this gig and got some few coins. Yeah, that might be facts. But on top of it, let's look at how our neighbors, our brothers and sisters in Nigeria, the way they do their marketing before they even release an album, even a song. Let's look at Davido. It was very strategic with his 6-point promotional material around the new album he released, going for podcasts, going for some kind of shows. But we like to be everywhere and we forget about it. I want to travel though, but I want to make money from the travels. If you understand where I'm coming from.
Okay.
So it's not a general.
It's a general statement. Thank you. The next person, please.
So, my name is M-Boy, and I'm a singer-songwriter and also a budding lawyer. And
also a budding lawyer?
Yeah.
What a combination.
So mine is more like a comment and an addition to what you said. Most of the time, the creatives that come up lately, they are interested in getting the money faster than knowing what you need to do to get the money. So they come to you after, as Sina said, the problem has already been created. And I see the need that no matter what you do as a creative, once you fall in the creative space, you should try. Even if you cannot talk to a lawyer at the top, you can start with someone and grow with the person. And then you build your relationship and foundation with them. As to what, so one other thing is that if you are even an independent artist, you are literally an enterprise. And then you would operate as a sole proprietor if you are even in a company, like let's say commercial practice setting. So no matter the situation, you should find yourself to start with the legal basis and know what this industry requires, even in as much as it's difficult. And also about the course that they are trying to push for the Ghana School of Law. Some of us have actually had interest in that because we are music enthusiasts and we are aspiring for that. We put it before the panel before, but what they said is that there is no structure for which they can use to follow, to be able to know whether when lawyers come out, they would actually get stable sort of income here, or they will get some money, or they will get, because most lawyers, there's something we call eat what you kill. Some of them work on commission. So if they come and then they do not find that there's something, someone can stand up tomorrow and say he wants to be an artist. You get what it means, because they have the setup. So I beg you, I think it will be very necessary that you get legal advice before you start with your creative career. I won't limit it to music alone. Thank you.
That's quite interesting and insightful. Thank you very much. Who else? Quite a number.
My name is For Real Meta.
Your name is?
For Real.
For real.
For Real Meta. My name is For Real Meta.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm a special effects and a stunt director and a movie practitioner. Yeah, I just want to add up to some few things but disagree as well. In the sense that most of the record labels actually said that we don't have a record labels. We do have a record label, but we should give them credit. Because what's the way forward is what matters, because most of them, they don't have the structures or the facilities or the resources to employ or bring up some certain set of people. They wish they can, but I believe so much that what we should be looking into is how best, what's the way forward? Creating an educational forum for them to understand. Because for me, I've filmed wherever you've been, Sun Records, 21st Sports, most of the movies, international. Started from Dark Tower, Game of Thrones. I mean, there are people, even the sound engineers and stuff, they are on board. I mean, they are from some certain set of people. And there's a lot of money that goes in there. And most of the movie we bring all the way from maybe the States, even from South Africa down to Ghana here to film. We employ about 100 people, both cast and crew, 200, cast and crew on set. But because there was money involved, over 500,000. Even this, the ad we shot, the NFL ad we shot here in Ghana is over 50 million. Whereby we brought in some other, but the resources is what matters. So we should be looking at way forward, what we have to do. We should educate them better for them to be, with the little they've done, for them to improve and do better, much better. I think with that,
Yeah.
we could be great.
The saying that we don't have record labels, it's not really an insult to them.